Happy Sunday, everyone. I made it back home safe. I had a chance to sleep in my own bed, first time in 2 weeks. And I had a chance to enjoy my family. Now I'm back to getting things straight here in my house. And in 42 days, Lord willing, and everything works fine, I'll be taking a birthday cruise, an 8-day cruise, and we get back the day after Christmas. I'm looking forward to that. The next activity I will do with my family is prior to that. My great niece is getting married, and I can't wait for that. My life is very simple. It's very simple. There are no, how can I put this? I don't put on airs. Why? I know who I am, I know whose I am, and I know where I came from. Grew up poor. I didn't know it. Had two very responsible parents that through their example taught us life and coping skills and how to survive. And I took those to heart and then added my own spin on things. I've always been a person, and I probably will be continuing to be the person that lives beneath their means. I don't dress fancy to impress anyone, although I can dress very nice, like put on makeup and all that stuff, but that's not something I do every day, and not even every time I'll go somewhere, because sometimes I just don't feel like it. But I am happily nappy and happy being me. I couldn't always say that. I used to always compare myself to other people. What is it about other people that seems to draw people to them, that makes people like them? And then I discovered something about myself. It's not a character flaw. Maybe a defense mechanism. Not really sure if that's it. I was born with a strong gift of discernment. Except when I don't listen. When I don't listen, then there's consequences to pay. But I'm not going to harp on that, because I enjoyed myself immensely the last 2 weeks. It was quiet where I was. My sister and her husband were very gracious hosts. And Bella kept me thoroughly entertained. So much to the point where I would have to ask her to go to her bed, because she's a little dog that just needs so much love and attention. And as I was on the road traveling last night, my goddaughter actually drove me back home. So I didn't have to drive at all yesterday. I didn't drive to the church, I didn't drive from the church, and I did not drive myself home. And I was happy about that. Had an incident last week while I was out enjoying the company of my cousins. One of my cousins I hadn't seen in years. He flew in from California, and we just had a great time. But when we got to the place, I was hungry, but for some reason my hands were not cooperating at all. And what I mean by that is, from nowhere, they started to like spasm, like clench up, like the bones jumping out of place, to the point where they had to, because I couldn't even do it. I couldn't move my fingers. Like pop my bones back in place. Usually I used to fall apart when stuff like that happened. I didn't fall apart, but I did get angry. Angry to the point where I just didn't want to eat anything, because it kept dropping stuff, and I don't know what that is. I'm gonna have to get that checked out too, I guess. I remember one time it happened while I was driving. That's why I really don't like to drive, but it is what it is. Other than the flare-up that I experienced, the spasms and carrying on, I had a great time. And I'm glad to be back to be able to talk to you guys whenever I feel like it. Anyway, enjoy your Sunday. God bless you. Know from my heart that I love you. Take care.